What's up, Monero fam? Welcome back.
What's up, guys?
Glad that you're joining us for another Monero roundup for the week. We've got some exciting news, and we're going to start out with that $600 bank account tracking congressional thing here. For those of you who are in the United States, it's well, here I better just show you. So yeah, basically Biden is planning on giving the IRS the power to track bank accounts that hold more than $600. There's a reporter here, or this little clip that we're about to play. This reporter says, well, Americans are kind of worried about this. Is this going to stay in the reconciliation bill? And here's the answer.
Americans are starting to be worried about this. Do you think that this pay for of giving the IRS more money to crack down on unpaid taxes is going to stay in the reconciliation bill? And what do you say to Americans who are concerned about that?
Yes. Well, I mean, with all due respect, the plural of anecdote is not data. I've said that before here. Yes, there are concerns that some people have, but if people are breaking the law and not paying their taxes, one way to track them is through the banking measure. I think 600, but that's a negotiation that will go on as to what the amount is. But yes.
So that's a little concerning. I don't know. I mean, I guess everybody has just been ripping off the IRS prior to this with more than $600 in their bank account. I don't know, Chill. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so I mean, 600. If you calculate the minimum wage per weekly income, that's right around 600. So there's like an insulting underlying assumption that everybody on minimum wage is tax evading, right?
Yeah.
And another thing is that it's a complete violation of privacy, and it's a total complete surveillance. Now, it's important to note that currently IRS only answers 9 calls out of 100. So they don't have the capacity to kind of just really monitor every account. So my guess is that this is some kind of automated flagging system they use before they're going to launch the CBDCs in December, the pilot programs, and have automatic tax and negative interest rates implemented inside CBDCs.
Gotcha. So you see this as part of the kind of switching us over to the CBDCs, the central bank digital currencies, where that's literally 100% transparent and the government can see everything that you're doing. So this is like the precursor to that.
Yeah, that's a beautiful way to describe it.
Dang, that's crazy. Well, how do we stop that? Or what are we, as like cryptocurrency, I mean, or just people who enjoy freedom and want to at least have an option to not have to have this forced upon us? What can we do? And I say that already kind of knowing the answer, but I'll cue you up.
Yeah, so obviously, first of all, we can switch to Monero, and we can reach out to our local vendors selling milk and honey and groceries and shoes and whatever else, and basically encourage them to accept Monero as payment. Now, before anyone says, oh yeah, because Monero is for tax evasion, hold your horses, okay? Perkins Coie designed an anti-money laundering regulation and privacy enabling documentation that shows exactly why Monero is perfectly compliant. The current financial system is also operating in the similar way, where it is you're private from the outside world, from the public, but you are still able to be compliant and report your taxes, which is what you're doing at the moment. So Monero is no different than you reporting your income in the present moment.
Right. And I have that report from Perkins Coie or Cooey, I don't know how you say it, which is a big law firm, international law firm. But basically they published this report about compliance with privacy coins for, you know, regulated entities, basically. And so, you know, right here at the very top, is it possible for regulated entities to comply with anti-money laundering obligations when supporting privacy coins? The answer, in our view, is yes. Not only do these privacy coins provide public benefits that substantially outweigh their risks, existing AML regulations properly and sufficiently cover those risks, providing a proven framework for combating money laundering and related crimes. And just to kind of give you some more context about this, if you're not familiar with it, Justin Ehrenhofer, who we're actually going to talk about a little later, had a great I don't know, like Twitter Spaces. He was talking about this issue. Actually, I think it was when we interviewed him. So the video is probably on our YouTube, one of our channels, talks with him. But basically, he said, you know, it's kind of the same as cash. When you go make a large cash deposit at a bank or some institution who's required to, you know, perform anti-money laundering and some KYC, they make you fill out some forms. They ask you some questions like, where did you get this money from? Like, it was, you know, was it illegally gotten? You have to declare all of these things. And basically, it works the same with privacy coins. You know, you've got to declare it. And then, you know, in the case of Monero, and I believe also Zcash, you actually get a view key. And I'm speaking more about Monero here because I know that better than Zcash. But you have a view key, and you can actually view the details of a specific transaction. So if you are, you know, running a business and you're claiming all these business expenses, and you've been, you know, spending your Monero on Travala to buy airline tickets, use your view key, and you can go on there and provably show that, yes, I did spend this money, you know, to Travala, and here's the transaction, and you're compliant with the, you know, what the regulators would like to see. So yeah, that's basically, I mean, it's coming from a pretty reputable law firm. Like, yeah, privacy coins are fine. Like, they're not, their benefits greatly outweigh their risks, and here's how you mitigate the risk, is basically what this paper is all about. What else? Anything else about that before we move on to Globy?
Yeah, so I mean, this is a perfect way to protect your right to privacy, while at the same time remaining compliant and, you know, fighting this absurd surveillance measure. So then if you look at, obviously your next question would be like, yeah, Jill, but I go to my local business, and how do they accept Monero? And then Matt will show you.
So yeah, so this is a great, I actually wasn't even aware of Globy. Chill just showed this to me. But Globy is for merchants, for businesses who want to accept cryptocurrency. They will accept payment on your behalf, and they'll settle with you immediately. So, you know, if you take in Bitcoin in the morning and someone pays $100 for whatever your good or service is, by the time you go to like cancel that, or not cancel that, but go to cash that out at the end of the day, because you've got to pay some, you know, expenses, Bitcoin could be significantly up or significantly down. They'll actually just settle it with you immediately. So they accept the crypto, settle it into whatever currency you want to at the time of the transaction, and then you don't have to worry about that volatility risk. And I'm speaking here as a merchant. And also, let's see here. They accept Monero. Oh yeah, here's all the coins that they accept: Bitcoin, Lightning, Bitcoin and the Lightning Network, Monero, Ethereum, Litecoin. It looks like Bitcoin Cash, I think, Dogecoin, and randomly Decred, I think. And yep, they've got some little plugins here. And sorry, Chill, I'm getting some feedback. Can you mute?
Oh, sorry.
They've got some plugins here, and but yeah, they accept Monero. Pretty easy to integrate, and you know, as a business, or if you know someone who owns a business, encouraging them to get set up on Globy. is a great way to not have to use a bank account and keep your money in crypto so you don't go over that $600 limit and have everything tracked. But yeah, what else, Chill? What am I missing anything here? Did I do Globy a good
Yeah.
job?
You can see Shopify there. We actually use this for the Monero party when we were selling T-shirts, and we had no issues. So if you have any problems, chances are you won't. So currently Travala is accepting, which is one of the large flight and travel agencies, accepts Monero, and the founders in one of the interview, which we can link below, they said that they had no technical or maintenance issues whatsoever with Monero payments. It's basically, which is great news. But if you do, then you can always join Monero Space. And if a business owner needs to ask some questions, so, you know, there's a lot of us and we're a friendly bunch. So feel free to reach out.
Yeah, that's a great offer. Yeah, Monero.space, I think, is the website, and they've got an email on there. Email them and they'll help you out if you're having any issues, for sure. All right. So okay, so there's one way to kind of combat that a little bit. Start using merchants who are using Globy or accepting cryptocurrency. What I mean, I guess do you have any other thoughts on that, or what? Yeah, what are you thinking?
So one of the main objections typically is volatility, because merchants are worried about the volatility. And I want you to consider that on the 12th of October in 2020, Monero was $128 and gas was something like $2.33 or something like that. And today, Monero—
You're talking about gasoline for your car, not like Ethereum gas.
Fuel for your car, yeah.
Okay, all right, good.
And today, a year later, Monero is $287 dollars, and gas is more anything between 360 to 380, depending on where
it's almost $4 at least here.
$4.
So gas is doubled.
And so did XMR. So if you consider that the USD is no longer as stable as it used to be, and should the debt ceiling be increased with $3.5 trillion, you can expect further inflation. So it is worth considering that you know, Monero is still kind of appreciating. Privacy has its own value. And it's the most used currency. The cost of transaction is less than 1 cent. So compare that to your Visa or your MasterCard processing fees. And also the settlement is instant. So it's not like with currently, if you're a merchant, I'm sure you're aware, you have to wait a couple of days until it clears to actually receive, and you're like floating your cash flow with the banks.
Right. And they're earning interest.
Which is not the case with Monero. But if you're still additionally too worried, and let's say we are entering bear market and something crazy happens, you can always consider stable coins as well, such as XUSD, which is like the one and only Monero-based private stable coin.
All right.
Aware of, there may be more.
Gotcha. All right, and I should have showed this tweet a little earlier, but better late than never. But yeah, a year ago, XMR was 128, gas was $2.33. Today, gas is $3.85 and XMR is $2.78. So, I mean, yeah, the US dollar is no longer as stable as it used to be. The Burr machine is not stopping. 3.5 trillion will soon be added on top. I think I saw someone else saying that like 40% of all the US dollars in circulation were printed like within the last few years, which to me is just crazy. I mean, we can't continue printing more money. It's going to, there's more money and all of our goods are still the same. So it just makes sense that they're going to become more expensive as there's more money to go around, and each one of our dollars is worth less. And I mean, yeah, to that end, I've been buying up a lot of commodities and things like that in the stock market. And that's not financial advice, but it just makes sense when you look at like all of that stuff is starting to head up as we print more money. But yeah, so that's kind of does it for our take on the $600 tax IRS tracking for your taxes. Something else interesting that caught our attention had to do with Monero, and actually two people who are originally from Colorado. I'll share my screen again here. But I don't know if we want to claim them, but Jonathan and Diana Toby are I think he went to, or they taught at Kent Denver here in town. And then Jonathan, who's a former Navy engineer, actually went to the Colorado School of Mines. And I think they actually met out here. So, but what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about the Colorado teachers who are accused in an espionage case, and they were selling nuclear submarine secrets to what they thought were a foreign adversary, but actually ended up just being the FBI. And they got busted. They were I think Monero was actually transacted between them, between the FBI and the Tobys. But yeah, they're busted. They're pending charges. They're probably going to go away for a while or until they're dead or something like that. But yeah, I mean, Chill, what are your thoughts? Like, why did they use Monero? Is that a good thing or a bad thing for Monero that it was used in this espionage case?
So I think that's what Jonathan asked for, and the FBI just kind of went along and sent, I think, 10,000 for in terms of good faith, and then they were like, well, we're gonna send 20K after we receive the documents. And today was their hearing. Obviously, it's a national security case, so it's not open to the public, but I was just wondering if they used Cake Wallet, Moneruyo, or My Monero for the transaction.
That's a great question. Yeah, right. Was it they used the client, Monerujo, or Cake Wallet? Because those are pretty much the three more popular Monero wallets, I would say. There's like Feather Wallet, and I mean, I know I'm missing some other ones. I'm sorry, but I would love to have a betting pool on that and see, because I mean, eventually, will the details of the trial be public after it's concluded, or because it's national security, it'll always just be like locked away? So we'll probably never know what wallet they used, huh?
Yeah, the hearing was today, and it's not open to the public because of the sensitive information that's part of the case. So there may be some details revealed, but I don't think the case will ever be open to the public. I mean, it's an espionage case, so I understand. I'm just interested in the Monero part.
I know, right? You don't have to make the whole thing public. Just tell us which wallet they used, dang it. That's great. Well, okay. So yeah, I mean, like you said, it's Monero is the currency of choice for people who are conducting sensitive business. I mean, in this case, there's kind of some negative sensitive business, but there are plenty of use cases, especially when you talk about things like domestic abuse or like stalking, or people trying to control your life. Having a private way of storing your money in a way that no one else can see, incredibly critical. And it literally saves lives. So I think that's, to me, it just sort of reiterates the fact that Monero is the currency of choice. If your privacy and not having anyone else seeing what you're doing is your ultimate goal while you transact with finances, Monero is your coin of choice. And I agree with that. Next up, I think we've got some news about Justin. Let me share my screen here. We're back. All right. So yeah, so this is great news. Chill, you want to read this one?
I can try.
Is it too small?
I've got 20/20 vision, so it should work. So
Lucky.
I'm pleased to announce that I have joined the excellent Cake Wallet team as a VP of Operations. Working at Cake is a dream come true. It will allow me to continue working to improve the cryptocurrency space and to add new features to a product that I trust and believe in. Yay! I mean, he is the best person. Cake is actually very lucky, and I'm so pleased that Chainalysis won't be able to have him.
That's yes. And that's another interesting. I mean, that's not, we didn't plan on talking about this, but I think hasn't Chainalysis and similar firms have been snapping up. They've been kind of doing a bit of a brain drain on the Ethereum, or the not the Ethereum, the Monero ecosystem, right?
Yeah, I mean, Cipher Trace has, former Monero folks, and yeah, they were. I mean, the thing is, the part I'm worried about is the technical creativity that comes with Monero folks, right? Because they aren't just very smart; they actually very creative. I mean, just think about how they turn confidential transactions into ring cities, and like they always spin it Monero way, and it's truly a miracle that the Monero has so many intelligent people working on it. And yeah, there is a tendency to scoop up the talent, and since we are seeing that there's new regulations coming in, that's going to be more money from the government towards surveillance programs and blockchain analysis. So yeah, that's definitely, I mean, I'm just glad they can't have Justin.
They can't have Justin. Fair enough. Fair enough. And yeah, he's a great guy, and I'm sure he'll do great there, do well, do good work for Vic and Cake Wallet. And yeah, excited to see what comes next for sure. For sure. Well, yeah, congrats, Justin. Next up, we've got gift cards. So this is kind of bringing it back to what we were talking about in the beginning with, okay, hey, there's this new law, $600, or my bank account is tracked. Like if I wanted to, kind of primarily exist in the crypto sphere and not have a whole lot to do with the banking system, and there are people like that. I mean, especially within the Monero community, but just in crypto in general, there are people who try not to deal with the banking system, either because they don't want to, or maybe they don't even have that option if they're from a specific geographic area, or they're maybe not allowed to. They did something that got them kicked out. But regardless, a fairly, I guess I don't know if I would call it well known, but a method that people use is gift cards. And you kind of need a way to get your fiat into cryptocurrency, and then you probably need a way to spend it or to get it out of cryptocurrency. And the two things that I've seen a lot of people talking about are these AST.co or Azteco Bitcoin vouchers, where, I mean, somewhere in town, I think a lot of major cities have them. You can go and you can pay cash for an Azteco Bitcoin voucher. Then you come in here, you put in your redemption code, you give it a Bitcoin address to like send it to, and then you've got basically non-KYC'd Bitcoin in your wallet. There's no link to you as far as I know, or it's very hard to link it to you specifically, especially if you pay cash for it. And now you've got cryptocurrency that nobody knows who it belongs to. And then, you can do things, swap it into Monero, or atomic swap it into Monero, convert it into other things. And, when it gets time to spend it, Coin Cards has this humongous list of all these different gift cards, from Amazon to Microsoft to AutoZone to Bass Pro Shop. I mean, just the They have a ton of gift cards. You can easily buy these gift cards with cryptocurrency and then spend them where you need to. Alternatively, I know like Amazon gift cards, you can actually, people will pay you cash for those. You can like cash those out. So that would kind of be your way to get out of cryptocurrency and back into fiat. And all this can be done without a bank account. I mean, additionally, there are things like local Bitcoins, where you can do some peer-to-peer trades. I think they're KYC now though. And then there are also some like crypto debit cards, but again, I believe those are KYC. At least you have to give them like a name and an address. But you can load those up with cryptocurrency and spend them, anywhere like Visa or MasterCard are accepted. So it just depends on like your personal risk model or threat model, whatever you want to call it. But these are a couple cool options if you really don't want to hit that $600 threshold and have Nancy peeking over your shoulder. There are some options. They're require maybe a little more effort on your part, but they're still pretty good stuff. And then lastly, there's also the Travala. You can book flights and trips and hotels with it and pay with all these different cryptocurrencies. If you're doing some traveling, that's a great feature that Travala offers. Did I miss anything, Chill?
No, that's kind of what we were discussing yesterday, celebrating. Justin, on Twitter Spaces, we were proposing that would be great if it was integrated with Cake Wallet. So we had some kind of Astico type voucher specifically for Monero, where we could buy it with cash and then redeem it in Cake Wallet. And then also have coin cards integrated or some kind of way to purchase Amazon or whichever gift cards directly from Cake Wallet. That would be like a convenient solution.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, there's also local Monero that you can use. Haveno Dex too, which is really dear to my heart. And TradeOgre is a good non-KYC exchange if you're already in crypto, so you don't have to go from fiat.
Gotcha. Well, so people have options. That's good.
Options, absolutely. And it's about finding that middle ground. And I think, privacy is definitely worth fighting for. Yeah, and it's,
Absolutely.
Monero is absolutely compliance ready as well. We do have YuKeys, so I don't see why businesses could not start adopting it. So wherever you live, I would like to go back to that point. Wherever you live, make sure that your local needs are met, and at least your local vendors are aware of this option.
Absolutely, yeah. Help us push the Monero adoption forward. Evangelize it, and bring as many people as you can into it, or at least make them aware of it. You can't force them to do anything, and we don't want to do that. But if they're aware of it, usually down the line something happens and they go, oh wow, remember when those people were talking about crypto and Monero, and it's fungible and it works very quickly, and blah blah blah, and then you get a phone call or they look into it themselves. And that's the kind of the slow burn approach. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for us this week. Yeah, Chill, take us out.
Yeah, we love you, Monero fam. Take care.
See ya. See you next week. Bye.